Hey, what's going on? This is Don the Kraken Wit with Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 1 review. Everybody just watched it. I got a couple friends here. Zoe, do you want to say hey?
Hi or hey.
LT.
What's up, everybody?
All right. So, what about Maggie the Frog opening scene?
She's a frog.
That was just her.
Oh, I thought she was a witch.
Yeah, she is a witch. She drank her blood and told her future.
Yeah, that okay. Just the way they approach. See, that Cersei's friend is a better friend than me, because immediately when we approach like some creepy dark hole in a tree or something, I don't even know. Like I would have been like, nope, I'm going back. Like, see ya. You can see you tomorrow, like or something.
I thought that was cool how she asked her, well, I'm promised to the prince. Why marry the prince? And then she was like, no, we won't marry the prince. And they're talking about Rhaegar, but they didn't say it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
and that's interesting.
Oh yeah. That's why she said you'll be married to the king, because
Yeah, I know they said that, but I didn't know the prince was like a fucking Targaryen. Like,
yeah, like Rhaegar,
yeah, who
the
knew?
dude.
Yeah, Tywin asked the Mad King to set up that marriage proposal, but the Mad King said no.
Well, of course he did, because he had it out for Tywin. Like, he put Jamie on the King's Guard.
What happened next? What was the next scene? I don't.
Oh, the Tywin's, like,
Oh,
not reunion, but his funeral.
Right.
yeah.
Did it creep you out when you saw Tywin's eyes?
Yeah, dude, it remind actually the same eyes he had were the same that John Aaron had. You know, the rock things with the over his eyes.
Yeah, they do that, but just the way that they made his eyes in particular, like it just it shocked me. Like it,
Maybe it was the angle.
I don't know, but
It
it
was like
seemed like they
terrible.
turned him down like he was mad. You know, like or I don't know.
You noticed they had some kind of gloves on him, or were they greaves? They were like cool. I noticed them on him.
I was too busy staring at his face and them
Attention to
rocks.
detail,
Well,
LT.
like, gloves on, I think they were greaves, but pretty cool.
I will like to just comment in a girly way that I liked seeing Cersei in all black, just because she's always in like I don't know, like royal colors. It seems in gold, but that's beside the point. Anyway, um, her instantaneously reminding us of who she is, being a bitch straight to Jamie, right in his face. Of course, she doesn't care. She says to him, like, she said, at least Tyrion uh, killed our father on purpose and you let him die, like, accidentally and everything. And I'm like, way to freaking go, Cersei. Way to go. Like, way to make someone completely feel like shit. And she's
Oh,
really good at that. Would you
that's
say?
the
I'm
don't
sorry.
care. I was just saying that's the point. She don't care about making him feel like shit.
Does she have a heart? Or, I mean, for her kids, yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all Cersei really. I mean, she loves Jamie, but she cares about her kids more than anything.
What about Lancel?
I did not recognize him at first.
Me
I
neither.
yeah.
Not right off the bat.
Did you see how much weight the actor Kevin Lannister lost? I mean, he got
Yeah,
skinny compared to season two.
yeah, he's
Season one.
small.
Uh,
Kevin Lannister, I just thought he was like a big presence from what I remember, especially in the show. You know, so it was kind of a shocker. He was like as big as Cersei was. You know, I was just like, whoa, maybe it was the armor. You know?
possibly.
The son,
Yeah,
Lancel,
yeah.
he looked like a monk. And
That's on purpose.
yeah, and it seemed like, I mean, yeah, it seems like he had some awakening of some sort. And he was balls to the wall with it because he was barefoot. and he's a Lannister. Like, you can't
Yeah,
be
I like
draped.
how they zoomed in on his feet,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, who is this walking around?
A monk or
Like,
something.
yeah, with no shoes or anything. And
Well,
you're right, LT, I didn't recognize him.
I'm assuming they're gonna cut this out, so and it's not really a big spoiler, but in the book, when Jamie sees Lancel, he's like in a temple and he's all lost all this weight like that similar and he's really skinny and I think they cut that out. I don't think we're gonna see that. I was hoping to see that, but I don't think we're gonna see it now.
No, I think he actually looked pretty damn good. You know what
Who?
I'm saying? Lancel, like
Oh
he had
yeah.
his hair all short and everything, and it just seemed like he was fit and in shape.
I mean, he
Like
was draped in a big old curtain. You can't. He just. I don't know. He looked normal. He just looked like he was a
well,
monk.
he didn't look sick or had
No.
lost weight like he had pushed his body to the limits
Oh,
and
Was he
stuff.
wearing shoes? He was barefoot.
yeah, he was
Yeah, he was
barefoot.
barefoot.
And it seemed like he was like speaking cryptically or speaking in like proverbs or something. But he was talking about the seven, so like he's probably a Jesus freak now or a seven freak. They're not Jesus, but yeah. So I don't know. Interesting nonetheless, and I feel like they showed that for some reason because I don't think they'd show for nothing. Cause yeah, who would have thought that they'd see him of all the people? I don't know.
Well, it's just the introduction to how big the Faith of the Seven is becoming. You know, like they've convinced a Lannister to devote his life to it. And like we've seen the High Sparrow in the trailers. So if it's enough to turn a Lannister, away from normal and make him convert, it's kind of a big deal. But I don't know. I liked how they introduced it. It's like the High Sparrow is coming.
Yeah, that's
You know.
pretty cool. I want to see that just because I've been spoiled by him and I like know what the High Sparrow's about. But like,
I mean, like he talks in the trailer. He's like, we take away all of this, we take away all of that. What do we have left?
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, so we have like a wave of people converting to the Seven and a wave of people converting to the Red God of R'hllor. That's pretty interesting.
This
I
is
just
true.
thought about that. So we have two big old faith crusades, I guess, to some extent going down. People.
Nobody's converting to nobody's converting to the old gods.
Yeah, so like the Starks and everything, we're just whatevs. We
Did you
gotta
guys
wear
in the the what's it called where they show all the in the beginning of the episode where they show all the music?
like the theme song and
It showed
opening.
Winterfell. It had the Bolton sigil on top of it.
Yeah, I noticed that, and it wasn't on fire neither. So
No. And what I'm surprised about is we didn't see in the beginning in the intro we didn't see the Martells born, and we didn't see Bravos either. Maybe next week we'll see those since we haven't been there yet.
Dude, in the preview after this episode for the next one, we're right in Dorne.
we've
Yeah.
been Bravos, dude. We've actually been the Bravos in the show. Stannis went there. And remember the opening scene? You see the Titan.
Yeah.
So
What I
since
meant
we're
what I meant by what I meant by we haven't been there, I meant like this episode particularly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So since we're in Bravos, how'd you like Tyrion?
Oh, that was hilarious. The funny part to me was when he said, "You don't know how hard it is to put the shit through these little holes in your bed." He said, and I had to throw it overboard.
It was interesting seeing Tyrion.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Keep going.
I just said I started rolling and laughing my ass off when he puked and he started drinking more wine.
I love that. Of course, that's the first thing he goes to. Not water, not food, but a pitcher of wine. Like stand true to yourself, Tyrion. That scene though, not that scene, but just Tyrion coming out of the box, I guess, being in Bravos with Varys. I thought that was going to be the opening scene. That was my prediction. But it wasn't. It was the second scene.
I was praying and hoping, and I knew I wasn't going to see it, but I was really hoping that the first scene would be a character we all didn't see, but we're probably not going to see, but I was hoping it would be.
You talking about
Yeah, way to be cryptic, LT. Like,
Anybody who hasn't read the books, I don't want to really spoil them, but Don knows who I'm talking about.
he's known for spoilers also.
you talking about LSH?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Maybe we'll see that, but no. We're not, because Dave and Dan are, what do you call them, Dumber and Dumber or something? Or
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
Oh,
She's over here like LSH.
I can figure it out. No, hit me. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. Cause is it a character I know?
Yes.
Man, I'm about to figure.
I'm just not saying it because, we don't want viewers who haven't read the book to know,
Anyway, what about Danny? How did you feel about Danny?
God, she looks so gorgeous to me with her hair like down and like she looked awesome.
Yeah, I like it like
And she's just like she's beautiful, man, and like I was like I'm just thinking how lucky Dario is.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like that bastard, Man, what got me was I got real pumped up when she started going down into the crypts looking for the dragons, and then they just like lit up fire everywhere. Like it scared me because I wasn't expecting it to jump out like that, and then I realized both of them are huge. They are huge. Like she could ride either one of them, and I just imagine how big Drogon's getting now.
Yeah.
He's been free. They've been chained up. They have the little goldfish syndrome. So if you put a goldfish in a bowl, it'll stay a certain size, but if you put it in a pond, it'll get really big.
Yeah.
Dude, I took it and they were fucking pissed, and that was their way of letting her know I don't want to be down here, because if they were like mad like they were gonna kill her, they would have killed her. But no, they're blowing fire intentionally like by her but not at her. They're like, Mom, what are you fucking leaving us down here for?
Yeah.
He said that they were gonna probably like burn her up, and I said no, that's more of a Drogon thing.
Yeah. I mean, she's right, but like I was just thinking about Daenerys like walking down there and then them being pissed and lighting her up on fire and her just not burning and just walking out and being like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I feel like dude, like obviously I feel we can tell that she hasn't visited them or something, because they are pissed. And I don't blame them. Like, it is what it is. Your mom just, up and leaves and is going about her business. No, hey, how you doing? Did you eat today? Like, who is feeding them? I don't know.
I mean, she has things in motion they put cattle and stuff down
Well,
there.
still, anyway, I think she's like, right now, just the way that they were introduced, I said that she like kind of forfeited her to some extent, like her power with them, because they're pissed. Like, he at least visit them.
That's what Dario said. He said a mother of dragons, with no dragons is not a queen.
Right, because you're not controlling any of them. You're not visiting the ones that were pretty tame. And
so he's saying like fucking
regain
pull them out.
Yeah.
I love how he said that nobody speaks their mind to you because they're afraid except me. I like that.
That's the whole reason that Davos is the hand of the king to Stannis.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. It's because he wanted his counsel, because Davos, even though he was scared, he was still honest with him, and tell him what's going on.
Hey, let's just talk about that for a minute, like you guys did. So, like a lot of the major characters are powerful characters. They have an awesome like sidekick or an awesome like wingman. Davos to Stannis. Dario to Daenerys, Jorah.
John and Sam.
Yeah, John and Sam. Ned and Rob, because when it came down to it, Ned was like, dude, no, I'm not going after some girl, like some little girl or whatnot. And that's when their drama got blown up. But yeah, they keep good wingmen in the in the story.
But see, like I actually I never liked Dario. I'm a book reader from a book standpoint, but in the show, it actually shows him having her back. Like it really seems like that he does. And she needs good counsel now. But I remember what was the scene where they were at court and Daenerys said, "I'm not a politician, I'm a queen," and the camera flashes to Sir Barristan the Bold, and he laughs. Like he smiles and laughs, like that a girl. Like go get him. It was just really fun to me. Like I started giggling so hard.
I said, no, I'm not opening the fighting pit.
Yeah, like how many times do I have to tell you? She's awesome, and like I just felt when I was watching that, I was like, I'm actually, and I said this to you, I was like, I'm actually really excited about what Dany's doing.
Dude, she's about to
I am really excited.
She's about to do something because the opening scene for her scene and her area or whatnot is them pulling down that, what is it, harpy or something?
Yeah, and like I was shocked. I was completely shocked.
We forgot one of the most biggest parts.
What?
We seen them, the Harpy Sons or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, like that's scared me right there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I
jumped and like I was just sitting there. I was like, and I started going in my head. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, they don't have, they've been castrated and everything. He's just like, that's what an Unsullied wants, just somebody to, like be nice to him. That's basically what he's paying money for. And when that hand came and slit his throat, dude, I literally like jumped up. I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. But the harpy or the son looked awesome.
Yeah,
he looked great.
Badass.
He really did. And then, like I was saying, I was so shocked about Dany's first scene. The first thing that you see is them pulling the harpy down off the pyramid. I figured that would happen a little bit later down the road, but it was like the first thing. So.
And then we got introduced to him not real quick, but in a good way, in a worse, terrible, awesome way.
What about Grey Worm and Missandei?
Do you see he had tears in his eyes when he was talking to her? Like he was just trying to maintain his composure. I'm not sure if he was like trying to maintain it for her because he feels a certain way, or if he's really upset that what was his name, White Rat,
a combination
got killed. Like is he getting so upset because he's about to go out there and like try and snuff out these sons of the harpy? That was maybe it was a combination of like
of
all the things.
He's a guy, like he's a man, and he's this hard ass because he's been raised that way. He's pretty much taught to feel no emotion, and then he has this very emotional situation where to some extent he's a new person, so he can in some way kind of express himself, but he did choke it back just because there was a female in front of him too, and they might have interest in one another. But I can
they were looking at each other last season, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Twitter
over in the river, and he was like creeping about in the water, like creeper.
Somebody, I don't know where I heard this, but somebody said that Grey Worm resembles Barack Obama.
Well then, I mean, I don't know.
No, not
his
really.
son maybe or something. I don't know. If he had a son, like
his ears aren't big enough.
What's that mean?
He's got big ears.
What's the next scene?
So I flipped out when I saw Sansa in the carriage right next to Brienne. She didn't. Like I was going crazy. I was like, she's right there. She's right there.
Well,
But
I
before,
could care less about Brienne finding Sansa at all because when I seen Sansa in the previews in the Crypts of Winterfell, it's like she doesn't need saving. Like she's about to do some things and go right ahead. Like do not get deterred because you're getting captured on your mom's command by some like noble night woman.
I mean, if that's the case, then there is absolutely no point for Brienne.
I mean, hey, maybe she might pledge her allegiance to Sansa. Who knows? Because Sansa's a Stark.
And Brienne be like her go-to knight
Yeah,
fighter
like who knows?
person.
Brienne might
Ooh,
walk up
that's
into
good. I
Winterfell
never
with
thought
her.
about that. LT, you ever thought about that?
well, I was just thinking even Peter Baelish would probably like that because, to have her by her side and protect her, but maybe he wouldn't be like, she wouldn't be down with it because she'd want to take her away from him, I think. So Peter wouldn't listen to that. But you guys skipped to
At this
part
point,
two.
where would she take her to? I
Exactly.
mean, really, at
Or
this
who?
point, who or where would she take her to?
That's what the Hound was trying to tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
We skipped to scene two. What about how little Robin, sweet Robin, was practicing with the sword? He looked so
that is
pitiful.
not surprising
Oh
at
my
all.
God. I was
Yeah.
like, dude.
Way to be a
I was like, you little
pansy.
baby.
I mean, he
But
wasn't a, but he's just weak sauce.
at least he's doing something. I mean, it's a start.
This is true. Yeah. I
Do
got to give
you?
it to him. I never thought I would see a scene where he was,
Uh,
learning to train.
He
So,
was forced to. He wasn't like willingly. Yeah, let me go.
look, eventually, even him, he would learn, like, if he kept
At it.
getting beat up from it, and, like,
Um,
even though he's so young, if everybody, all the adults around him kind of been like, you have to do this, you have to do this, we're not
he'll pick
stopping it.
something
Yeah,
up.
like, eventually he's going to start, learning. So that'd be really cool to see that to come from good little sweet Robin.
I don't have any faith in that poor boy.
Yeah,
I'm
me neither.
sorry. He's just, from my perspective in the on the show, like he was just a weirdo, absent-minded, like he was just like his mom in some way, not all the way there. Kind of. He still breastfeed. I mean, maybe that's normal in Westeros, but I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think that was normal. I think they threw that in there
Yeah,
because
to just emphasize his
yeah.
weirdum and her weirdum too.
I like that scene though, like the one we were talking about before with Sansa and Peter, Littlefinger, and it's like when I was watching that scene, I was thinking how much Sansa's grown and how she's a woman now. She was a little girl when the show first started out, and it's like back in season one, if I looked at Sansa and I was like, "Oh, Sansa's beautiful," I'd be a pervert. But now it's okay.
I guess I never thought about that, but good one, LT.
That's crazy.
No, you just brought up an awesome point about her, going from a girl to a woman, and I totally love it because you know how much vengeance, hatred, like spite, everything that she has built up, like, and she's containing it because she does still to some extent like play her role as a lady. Like she's always wanted to be that, and she is that. But we're going to see her doing some great things. Like I'll just mention Cersei because Cersei, yeah, she's a lady, but she's a force to be reckoned with. And I would love to see Sansa that way without all the harsh bitchiness. You know what I mean? So go for it.
I think it's funny you said that she's a force to be reckoned with. Loris kept reiterating
he
that
kept
to
saying
Cersei. Tywin was a force to be reckoned with, and this and that, and he'd say something else, and then he'd say a force to be reckoned with. So I think Cersei, in her mind, she's going to try to become that.
She's been that way. Like, isn't there? I mean, never mind, because I'm not a book reader, but I know a certain part. um, she has proven that she is a force to be reckoned with. That's why no one fucks with the Lannisters or fucks with Cersei, because she's crazy. She's just crazy. She doesn't have any limits, or like she'll take it all the way, and especially if it's something with her kids, like you'll see.
Definitely a force to be reckoned with. She's the Queen Regent, the most powerful person right now. And there's no hand. Currently, there's no hand, so she is the most powerful person in Westeros.
There's no doubt about that one. Yeah, Cersei. Yeah.
Oh, what I left out, what I thought was hilarious on the Tyrion in a very scene when he says Spider, Master of Whispers, and then he says half man and imp.
Imp half man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good part.
So,
But
so
I mean,
then,
I think Tyrion was expecting a response such as that. You know,
yeah,
just a battle of wits.
Yeah,
You
because they're
know.
both smart
Yeah.
asses. You've got some of the best brains in that small
Yeah, and like
space.
Varys even said, he was like, soon, we're gonna need great minds, to figure all of this stuff out, and to make everything better,
Yeah.
and he was like, Westeros is its own worst enemy, it's like all of these people, he was like, we need smart like you,
Yeah. And you
we
used to
need
tell
you.
me that before. You're like, you told me that Tyrion is one of the best characters and like he is a strategic mind. Like he can do things that people don't, give him enough faith, put enough faith in him to do. But the ones that notice, they notice and they know. So Varys was one of those people. But just speaking on that scene and everything, like I really loved when he mentioned that and he was just going on about Westeros and he's like, we have to reestablish the Targaryen name because what's so crazy to me is that in a way their freedom to some extent was taken away by Targaryens because they just conquered Westeros. But that's all the people that we see know. Like all they know are the Targaryens and that legacy and it being that way. And now it's like the Lannisters and all these other houses and this house and that house. At least with the Targaryens, they had consistency. Like it was always a Targaryen. It wasn't like a different house, like within 2 weeks or something because someone died or someone else killed
Yeah,
someone.
where this story takes place, like 15 years or so, show wise or whatever, for it to be the aftermath of
Uh,
the usurper,
yeah.
Robert Baratheon, and so everything's in kind of chaos.
what'd you
Yeah,
guys? Oh, sorry.
no, you can keep going. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, what'd you guys think about Varys' line telling Tyrion that we're gonna go to Marine to meet Daenerys?
Hell yeah. Why not? Like,
I,
hell yeah.
I
She's
got me pumped.
right when he said that they have to reestablish the Targaryen name. The only Targaryen we know that can actually do something right now is Daenerys. How are they gonna do that? Like, it just gets you pumped because who would have thought that? Who would have thought that Varys would have said that of all things? But he always did say that his mind was always in the best interest of the realm, and he sees that it's a shit show right now, so they got to get back to some old roots or something.
While we're on berries, I got a question for you guys real quick. So, all right, so back in I watched the episode earlier today in the trial with Tyrion. After Varys testifies, this is just real quick. He goes like this. He bows when he walks away, and he did that when he was talking to Tyrion before about getting rid of Shay, and he like bows. Why does he bow? Why does Varys do that?
To emphasize, I don't know.
Yeah, I always wondered that. I was wondering why he bowed.
That's
Is
interesting.
is that a Bravosi thing?
Oh.
Right? I don't know.
Hmm. Dude, speaking of that trial, like Varys telling Tyrion that he'll never forget, you know, like basically like confirming that Tyrion saved everybody, and Varys said like I won't forget that, that you helped save the realm, with the Battle of Blackwater, and then when shit hits the fan with Tyrion and he's about to die, Varys smuggles him out, like basically like, hey bro, I didn't forget, you know what I'm saying? Like I got your back, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what other scenes?
I think the only thing we're kind of left with is north of the wall,
Oh
or
yeah,
not north of the wall,
yeah,
but at the wall.
Yeah, total.
All right, so I thought that Melisandre had looked better than she ever has
Oh,
in
yes.
anything. Like when they were, especially when they were riding in the elevator, it's just like I don't know. They had like her makeup perfect and her eyes were
Blue.
perfect.
They're very blue.
Yeah,
I never
like
noticed that
I
before.
was just like, wow, and she wasn't like a holy crap red. She was a very dark red.
Yeah, like even her hair, it's like it was black, but it had a red tint. You could only see it if there was like, the hit of the light on her hair.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you thought it was black. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I love Melisandre adapting to her like surroundings, and she's all blacked out now at the wall as opposed to red. Um,
Dude, Jon Snow respected Mance Rayder so much, dude.
Yeah.
Like, put that arrow square in his heart, dude. Like it hit him
I
square.
thought I thought they were gonna cut it out. I was worried for a minute there. Like I thought they were just gonna let him burn. Because when they did that, I was happy.
Like I'm telling you, like I tell her a lot of things about the books and whatnot, and as often as I do talk about it, I can never like tell her everything, and it's just John put him
yeah,
out of his
that
misery.
was I
That was
was
awesome.
I was not expecting that, and like for a minute I was very pissed off at man. So I'm like, okay, I get it. You say it's not pride, but it seems like it is. Da 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 da. And he said that, and John was like, well, your mistake is you're making a huge mistake. And I was thinking, yeah, and your mistake is gonna affect more than just you, aka your followers and whatnot. But the new light that's shown in my head after his death, after I seen him die and everything, and they can make their own calls now. Like I'm not saying that they never could make their own calls, but it's like they can choose. You choose whether or not you want to team up with Stannis and do this damn thing and go at the whites and White Walkers and all that hard as hell and get back Westeros. You will have land. Like Stannis did it right. I feel like if you're gonna try to take people that are seen as uncivilized and whatnot, but they, like John said, they were just born on the wrong side of the wall, and you want to unite them, like hell yeah, break them off too. Like let everyone eat. Let it be, a humble beginning for them and everything. And I could see that happening.
I felt so bad for Tormund because he was like, you could tell that he saw his boy up there, his king burning, and
He got teared
Tormund
up.
was,
He
yeah.
got teared up.
I was surprised that Mance actually let himself be burned. I thought he would like kneel last
Yeah,
minute or
he was
something,
ready. You know.
but you could see the fear in his eyes. Like that got me. Like once it started, and he's like, "Damn, I'm really doing this." But he went. He was gonna do it, but you could just see it. Like he started panicking, and that was intense.
You know what got me pumped? Oh, got me so pumped is when they're on top of the wall and Stannis said, "I'm gonna put Bruce Bolton's head on a spike." Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, man, I was like, go get him, Stannis.
yeah.
Oh my God, like the Stannis hype is real. Like Stannis is the fucking Manus. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
So
I
John, he said,
I
"You have
was
until before sundown."
Yeah, John. How long do I have?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. In this time of year, the sun,
goes down early.
yeah, it goes down early. So you better like hurry up. Oh
What
man.
about, what about Sam talking about? I might have been the first brother to kill a thin
You
animal
know,
after.
Sam, like, yeah, he earned that. He earned the
Oh,
rights to talk about it. Because who else?
it's
Who
Sam
do
the
we
Slayer,
know?
man.
And then
That,
Gilly said, "Don't let him make me leave."
and Gilly's like, yeah, Gilly begging, pleading. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what's going to go on with that. But,
Saw the gang of Alistair Thorne and Jonas Flint, the little gang on the wall.
Oh, you know what, man? I wonder if anything's gonna happen to Jano Slint for hiding in the storage room.
Yeah, I hope that Ghost eats his ass or something like. Oh, did you see how big Ghost is now?
Yeah, Ghost is pretty fucking big, dude.
He's back now munching on that meat or whatever he's munching on. I was like, yeah, Ghost got big.
Yeah.
It was probably like a whole cow or something.
I think it's safe to assume that, well, who's in charge?
Right now, well, they haven't said it, but like as far as the book, I know that Alistair Thornton was acting, acting Lord Commander, but they have to vote.
You know what's funny to me though? I mean, I know that of all of them, Jon Snow was the only one from the Wall to really be in contact with Mance. But he sought out Jon. He's like, dude, I need you to handle something, and well, I need something handled, and you're gonna be the one that I dub to handle it. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty cool that he went to him as opposed to any other person there. That's part of the Night's Watch and whatnot. But I don't know. I like everything that's going on.
Well, it's also pretty weird. It's like the Night's Watch, they vow that whatever the realms of men are doing, or like the Iron Throne, they separate themselves from it. Like what y'all do doesn't affect us, you know? It doesn't matter who's on the Iron Throne, you know, they don't care. They're doing their own thing. But the Iron Throne, Stannis, is up there completely wrecking. Well, not wrecking everything, but like he just kicked open the door.
Running amok.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the thing is, he's the only one that does have a rightful, place on the throne. He's the only one that's caring about the greater good of mankind and not just themselves, which is the fight against the fucking whites and the White Walkers and all that craziness. He's the only one that's opening his eyes and like being like, yeah, we have a bigger battle here than some drama between houses. Like, no.
I think that. Do you remember the episode where Melisandre was standing behind him? She was telling him to look in the flames, and Stannis got all upset, and he was just looking in the flame. LT, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, sorry, say it again.
When Melisandre told Stannis to look into the flames,
Is that the episode they
and
had?
yeah, and he started like freaking out and got all teary-eyed and everything. I was thinking, what if she showed him, the White Walkers,
It could have been
congregating
anything.
stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. But what I wanted to say, I meant to mention when you were mentioning it, I thought the same thing about Melisandre, about how she just looked way more beautiful, and
Yeah.
when
I don't know
she
what
took she took John's hand and she was like, feel the flames. And, yeah, that was
Inside. Yeah, I mean, I always thought she was a hottie bum body, so more power to her. She looks good in all black, which is my favorite color, so go for it. I'm wearing all black technically, but go for it. Like, get it on. I think we summed up all of episode 1. It felt good.
Yeah. Felt real good.
I'll give your guys' ratings and then I'll give mine. 1 out of 10. Or 1 out of 5, whatever you prefer.
1 out of 10. I'd say an 8.5, 9, somewhere in between there.
I don't care that it wasn't like a huge drama-filled, season premiere or whatever, because they put some pieces into play, and they're putting the pieces together for the puzzle. So I liked it, and I'm gonna give it a 10 because I was super psyched, and I've been talking about it for way too long.
Cool.
Well then, I'm not gonna give it an 8.5 like Don. I'm not gonna give it a 10 like you, but I'll go 9.
Okay.
Is that your real number?
I said it even in my first video that I ever made, that a bad episode of Game of Thrones is a good episode of Game of Thrones. Like, I was psyched and excited, and like I was clapping. I didn't really physically clap, but I was really happy when Jon shot Mance with that arrow, because I thought for a minute that when Jon walked off, I thought he was just gonna leave. But
Yeah.
like, I'm glad that they stuck to the books, because I thought they were deviating and just gonna let him burn to death. but I'm glad that made me happy.
Yeah.
That made, yeah, I well, not from, because I don't know the books, but when I saw John leave, like you said, like I thought he was just leaving, he got choked up or something. But I really enjoyed the fact that he wasn't gonna let him suffer. He's like,
Yeah.
no, he was a man of honor. Like he's worthy of everything that he got called, the king of the wall, beyond the wall, and like all this other stuff. So yeah, he deserved like an honorable death, not being burned by some witch red goddess lady. But
Well, when Stannis was talking about if the wildlings join him, he'll pardon them, make them citizens, even give some of them lands. I'm pretty sure if Mance would have bent the knee, he would have probably gave him some kind of high position in his army, man. I wish he should have bent the knee, man.
who knows?
I mean, they had made it such a big deal that like we don't bend the knee, and like he would go back on all of his people if he didn't,
So,
so
so the wildlings that if they bend the knee and join Stannis, they do bend the knee, though.
I don't know. I just think that, like I said, they have the power to make the decision themselves now. Like, do they really want to kind of have a future and be able to hold lands and like this, that, and the other and be able to civilize their names and themselves and their families and shit? Or do they want to be wild? Like, they can go ahead and do
yeah,
either and they'd still be good.
I think it's probably going to be a half and half. I think half would probably join the Night's Watch, because that's just kind of what they know, you know. Well, not,
Or they do want to, like,
and the other half would
yeah.
want to go with Stannis.
But the worst part about it is, like, the wildlings breaking up, like, no, don't break up, because then what are you going to do? Like, just fight the whites by yourself when you could be part of a bigger thing? Like, even if just for a moment, like, come on. Let's think about the bigger picture. And you have someone from Westeros that actually wants to fight this fight that you guys have been trying to fight and get away, or even get on the right side of for so long. Like, just fight, go at it, more power in numbers. Like, crap, kill those motherfuckers.
Kill those motherfuckers.
Did we leave anything out, or did we pretty much cover everything?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I think we did.
Excellent.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for coming by. Episode 1, Season 5 of Game of Thrones. LT, thank you, man, for coming on over, dude. I love talking to you, man.
Man, we make the dynamic villain reviews now.
All right, Zoe, you want to say
Oh,
anything?
well, thanks for I do want to thank you guys for showing me some love on the last videos and like introducing me, and I'm happy to
You had a lot of comments.
I have to reply
Yeah.
to them. But I'm happy to be back, and let's do this. Season 5, guys.
Yeah. High fives.
High five. High five, LT. Come on.
Boom.
Yay. We're so cool.
Yeah, well, that was pretty lame. All right, everybody, thanks for coming by. Hopefully, I'll have my reaction video up tonight, and hope you come in next week for episode 2 review. LT, you good for that, man? Episode 2?
Just like I won't miss the show.
Yeah. All right, everybody, thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.